I will switch to the other view just to say hello. Hi. Hi, Frank and Jackie. Good morning. And anyone else who's on there, I'm going to finish doing the feet, or at least get started in front of you all to do the feet of the Bobcat, because I was going to do it the last live stream, and I just got so caught up on the fur, and I'm still working on the fur, but let's see if I can give you a good view of that. Maybe close up. Let's try that. All right, there we go. So that's not done there, and this is hard to see on this view right there, but I'm working on this fur area here, as you can see. So I used the technique I was talking about the other day, but I'll show you another tool in a minute on the fur that's really helpful. But we'll try to get a lot done in 15 minutes this morning. So let me, hopefully it's a good view for you. So what I've done is my original feet were they were just stuck there until we get to it, but they're way too short in terms of the toes. These guys have big toes. So I started working on, and let me turn off our guide. The free project guide is still available to anybody who wants to download that. Let me get off that for a minute. And so maybe you can see what I'm doing over here. I'm going on the toe closest to me and measuring, considering there's some fur there. So this pretty much holds up with the rest of the measurements that we've done. And I've had to make that, I don't know if you can see that right there, the foot come up to that depth. So I got some clay out, and I've heated some clay, and I'm just filling that up. Also, there's an area that goes back a little bit, if you can see it in this picture here. So we're going to go back a little bit on that. I already had to some degree, and we can go sort of under a bit because we're going to get that side tapered a little bit. But they have real big claws and big toes, and the lynx, the Canadian lynx, has even bigger feet. It's crazy how big their feet are. I'm just going to bring that around. The measurement really helps you get this proportion, because otherwise it just seems like, oh, that's way too big. And I'll put a little bit more here. When you look at their feet, they're almost splayed out a little bit. I don't know if you can, let me show you this up close. The front view, you can see how it's splayed out a little bit. So you want to keep that in mind too as you're working. But I'm going to put this on and then measure it again, because without an actual Bobcat sitting here in front of us, it's really hard to keep these proportions correct. It doesn't seem right when you're just looking at it. And then you realize, oh, these guys have massive feet compared to house cats. So I'll put this one on, also using the same depth measurement here. It's very surprising a lot of times what the measurements tell you. I also do painting, and there's an element of art that's so interesting where you think you're seeing one thing, and you're not. You're seeing colors that aren't really there, and it takes practice to just start to train your eye. But even with practice, you're going to want to, if you want the result, you want to keep checking until it's right. And then once you get that general size and general shape, then you can start to put in your detail. Hi, Al. Good morning. I'll say hi properly here. Oh, it's like I need a way of just saying camera view too, and then it changes. Maybe that's something I can set up soon. I'm hoping. But they have natural snowshoes. Yes, they do. And the lynx, it's even bigger for that reason. It's definitely being an illusionist. I mean, how do you make fur in clay? That's ridiculous, right? But we're working on it. So this side, I've tried to do a little bit. You can see. Let me go on the other view here, see. I've started to do a little bit, and I'm going to show you this tool in a minute. But first, I wanted to show you I won't obviously be able to get the feet done But, you know, if you didn't measure this, you might go, well, there's something that's cute, but there's something a little wrong with that. I don't know what it is, but hi, Mark. Good morning. So I'm just going to, you know, and also measuring the width of the leg as it goes down into the paw. But that paw comes up so surprisingly. And okay, a little more there. There's some tapering, yes, but generally you want to get that height before you start to incise in the toes and you know, and the toes are, there's a boxiness I want to eliminate. I can look this way and take it from there and see how long it is before that's a little too. You want to also kind of consider fur sometimes when you're doing this. So it actually, let me see this again. It's crazy how it comes out from the leg, from the bottom. But anyway, I think I'm pretty much almost there. So the first step I would do is just build this up and check it against my measurement. That looks ridiculous right now. But once the toes are properly defined, I think it will look correct. That's surprising. But the other thing I'll do, and I see a tapering going on from the inner to the outer right here. So, hi, Cindy. Good morning. The other thing I'm going to do is look at some videos once again before I do my final detailing of that. So it'll take a little longer. So I think, though, the important thing I was able to show you this morning is just the idea of measuring that foot before we begin, because otherwise it would have been way too small. Same with the back feet. And I can just look at the difference right there. Let me just get some hot clay here. And then I'm going to show you this idea for fur with another tool. I'm going to put that on there first. Bring it up to the height I need before I begin. So obviously I won't be able to get this all done today, but this was a really important idea to show. There's also a tapering in of the leg that I haven't done yet, which I need to do. So what I mean by that is, if you look at this view, there's almost like a knee and then it slopes a little bit right there. So I would slope that in. Now I didn't even look and I just started, which is a big mistake, but I'm doing it anyway. And I'll come back and check, of course, and fix it. But just to give you an idea, I can turn it maybe like that. You can see the sloping right here. So before it hits that leg, it kind of, oops, got my clay all over it. It slopes in. So, you know, you're constantly looking and constantly trying to adjust according to what your subject matter is dictating. It still doesn't look quite right. This is a little. So I'll keep working on that. Now it's a little more over here because I can see that. And then I'm not making the toes yet because I want these dimensions to be right first, as you can see. I can't read that quite yet, Val. I'll look at it in a minute. I wish we could talk with one another. All right, so I'm just going to leave it like that right now because I think I might run out of time, and I don't want to do that because I wanted to show you this other tool. All right, so on the fur, and you remember last time I did some heat gun work like that. I got that area nice and soft, and then you can really kind of make fur shapes like that, which is nice. I guess you can see a little bit of that. You know, you just don't want to do it without looking at the animal. But, you know, this is a pretty tight body, and I think it would be a mistake to try to delineate each piece. But one of the things I like, and I forgot about this tool, and there's several sizes it comes in. All right, let's see if I can show you. These are ball end tools, metal ball ends, and you probably all already use these. Crochet. Al is asking if there's a crochet hook. The closest thing I have to a crochet hook is a riffler. And if I ever use a crochet hook in my life, it's because I can't do sculpture anymore. That's pretty funny. But anyway, these tools, one of the nice things you can do, okay, you could soften the clay and do it, but you can go either way. You can start out very soft and then push in and end up creating, the direction of fur with this ball tool. The other way you can go is, and I'll even use the smaller tool here, is you can go the other way. You can start out and then get bigger. So the thing is about the fur on clay is you want it to appear to come out, not go in. And the other thing as well that this helps with, that if you have real sharp incisions, you want to soften that. It doesn't look quite right if it's like a scratch line, like if you have, let me give you an idea, like say you went like this to make fur. That just, I don't know if you can see from there. Let me see. I need to even get a better camera. I need to close up. But you don't want scratch lines in. Let me see if I got to get you guys a better view. Like just lines. But if you have a tool like this, you can open those lines up and you can soften that just nicely. And that's what you want. You don't want scratch lines. You want nice opened up lines. Now you can use the heat gun and do it with your hands to smooth it, or you can take the Turpenoid natural that I like to use, or some other non-toxic paint thinner type of stuff. This is non-toxic for oil painting or whatever, and just brush that down. But basically, I think it looks better, especially on a fluffy animal, a very soft animal like a bobcat, not to have too much accentuation. I mean, just in certain key areas, yes, but you don't want you want a randomness to it. You don't want it to feel like you're just making scratch marks. You know what I mean? So this is a good accompaniment, and you have the smaller one. And again, these are actually pretty common sculpture tools. Where's my other one? I think it disappeared. Oh, but that's okay. Here it is. And so I can show you again close. These are just little ball ends, metal ball ends. You want to keep them clean as you go too. So just wipe them off, and you can start out very soft and then push in. And again, very soft and push in. And it really is effective. I don't know if you can, you know what? And by the way, everyone, I will be moving pretty soon, and I'll have a new studio, and I'm going to get it all set up so you can really see what I'm doing, because I'm frustrated that I can't get the best view for you. So anyway, you can just keep doing that. You can soften it with the heat gun if you're using this hard clay, and do it with your hands a little bit. That's also very nice, a nice effect. And the whole idea is not to overdo it, So right up here, I'd like some little places, and not too much, and just soften that up. And it just creates a nice effect. I'm going to be moving I'm in Prescott Valley, Arizona, and I'll be moving to Prescott. So not too far. Not walking distance, but not too far. So I will be right here. There might be a little disruption because I'm going to have to uproot all this and pack everything. And I'll let you guys know in the comments if that happens. So otherwise, we'll keep going. And once I set up again, I'll keep doing it forever, I hope. Well, within reason, right? All right, so there's my alarm. And I'm going to say goodbye with my other view. Let's see if I have that. There we go. So I'll say goodbye for today, and I'll just try to do some as much as I can over the weekend so I can show you the finished result. Oops, finished result of the feet, and then you can see how that looks. And oh, I know one more thing I need to show you before I leave, and that would be, let's see, this is my idea for the next sculpture. That's not going to be as easy as this. And I hope you guys like that. So we'll be back with more. I'm going to create a study guide with that kind of idea. So see you later. God bless you too. Bye-bye, everybody.